first few steps walking in, I was in shock that this is the way my students were treated. I consider myself a second-generation educator. My mom was a first grade teacher for almost 40 years. My dad was in higher education. It was just standard for my sister and I to see my mom most of the weekend and at nights grading papers. Summers were spent setting up classrooms, making photocopies, so I knew going into the profession that it was going to be a lot of work. But I also know it was really fulfilling because my mom loved her job.
Donald Trump has tapped conservative billionaire Betsy DeVos to serve as education secretary.
Controversial pick. She never went to public school, nor did her children.
My first school year as a first-year teacher, I remember walking in my classroom. There was nothing on the walls. There were about 50 used textbooks shoved in a corner. I was given a plastic bag with a couple highlighters, some pencils, a stapler. I was in shock that this is the way educators were treated. And what I saw with a lot of the students was just kind of, this is just the way it is. It really broke my heart. My students are my son, and every day I want what's best for my son, so I feel the same responsibility for my students. They deserve to have every opportunity available to them that my son does.
What was it that brought you out today? What are you fighting for? Who are you fighting for?
Well, we're fighting for our students first and foremost because we need more funding to properly bring in supplies and stuff for the kids.
I wanted my students to see Miss Garcia fighting for them. I was raised in a union family, so I knew I had to join. The first few meetings, I came in and it was kind of that same mentality. Well, we tried that and it didn't work. We've done that and they didn't listen. Like we're just gonna keep doing the same things we've always done. And I did really feel alone. For a lot of people of color, specifically Hispanic people, we don't see ourselves in a lot of places of power.
Tens of thousands of teachers, parents, and students are at the Capitol in Oklahoma City today. It's the latest in a wave of protests sweeping across the country, led by teachers who say the future of public education is at stake.
The way that the movement really started was connected to the visuals of West Virginia and the teachers in Oklahoma walking, and we started to see it wasn't just our state, but it was the country that felt this way. We started trying to talk to people in the hallway and saying, hey, I'm wearing red on Wednesday. Do you want to wear red with me in solidarity with Oklahoma and West Virginia? And some teachers were like, it's not really my thing. You know, I'm busy. I don't have a red shirt. Most teachers just want to teach kids how to read. They want to teach kids how to add. They want to teach them how to be actors and play instruments. They didn't go into this profession to be activists. There was this bridge that we needed to build to help educators understand that their job is political. By the next Wednesday, we were at 50-60% of every site's wearing red to move Arizona to a larger organizing moment.
Teachers have been voting this week on a statewide walkout to fight for better pay and for school funding.
Yeah, the big question, guys, is will they or won't they?
The teacher strike is technically illegal. Striking teachers did not have a fund to pay their bills while on strike.
Red for Ed organizers expect to release the results tonight.
There was a lot of nervousness and reflecting. Did we spend enough time communicating why this was important?
It's a historic vote by Arizona teachers. More than 3 out of every 4 teachers who voted supporting a walkout, meaning it will happen.
ABC 15's Cameron Pullen live in Phoenix for us, where the results of that
vote way bigger than we ever thought. It was 76% yes. I was in shock. I think I cried. I know we were hugging each other. It may felt like a little vote, but that one small action of yes, I will, put together with thousands of teachers from across the state, determined our fate. So there was just a decision on how we were going to release this to the public. And they looked at each other and then they looked at me and it was like, it's Marisol, that's her. I was terrified that I was going to get out there and not do well.
I know my students are watching tonight, and I know they expect me to fight for them, and I'm going to continue to do so. So today when I voted for my students. I voted for my son. I voted for the future of Arizona and for the policies that will guide us into the future.
It's Arizona's turn. Teachers in the state are the latest in the country to go on strike for better pay and more school funding. Teachers say they will walk to the state capitol on Thursday with a strong message for the governor.
When we started to walk to the Capitol, we didn't realize by the time we got to the Capitol, there were still people starting to march. I said, can you believe this is happening in this state?
Teacher walkouts in West Virginia, Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Arizona have been described by some as a red state revolt. In 2016, Donald Trump won all 4 of these states.
It was an earthquake for Arizona. It was just not something we've ever seen, that mass collective action of 70,000 people who are just as outraged as I was, but have found a place to gain power. It was incredible.
They protested for weeks demanding higher pay, and now Governor Ducey listening to our Arizona teachers.
The governor just proposing 20% pay raises by the year 2020.
Oh my God, Ms. Garcia, I saw you on TV.
Ms. Garcia, was that you on TV?
Thank you for standing up for your students.
I am so proud to be your student.
We didn't walk out on our kids, we walked out for our kids. And that was very clear. They understood that those first days back. I think there's a lot of people in America who don't think their one vote means anything, but I know that we learned through the vote to go on strike that each one of those votes counted. And that's the same thing I think for this election. If each person just says, I'm gonna do my part, and when we win, it's our win.
I didn't know what I was capable of until I took that first step. And then I started asking others to take that first step with me. And I wasn't alone. We were doing it together. And it kept getting bigger and bigger. And that's what we're asking you to do. To get out to vote, to ask your friends and family to do the same, because together, we are gonna win.